All right. Hello, everybody. Happy Thursday. I want to start off with a cheers. So if you have a glass of water, a glass of pop, wine, coffee, beer, whatever you have, milk, Ava has milk. Lift up your glass. This is to Team Momentum. Woo, Coors Light. Wait, I think mine says that too.
I have water.
Congratulations, Team Momentum. We have had an incredible year so far. The best is still yet to come. I cannot wait to see all of you make your dreams come true with Avon. So congratulations. I am proud to be your leader, and I hope to meet each and every one of you someday. Cheers.
I have water.
All right, let's get started. I'm going to go through my information as fast as I can because I want to leave enough time for our superstar guest, Miss Cheryl. It's the first time I've had a guest speaker, so I'm probably going to like this and want to do it every time. So hopefully you guys learned some really good tips. I know she's awesome at selling and recruits like crazy too. So it's hard to balance both, and we're going to hear from her and her tips in a little bit. So I pulled a quote from the Boss Life campaign, and it says, "Live the life you imagined." So, you know, the younger we are, the bigger our dreams are, the more we dream and have this positive outlook on the world that things are all going your way. You know, you're so excited about everything to happen, and you know, you dream big and you don't let fear hold you back. And I think the older we get, unfortunately, the less optimistic we become. And it's so important to hold true to your dreams and set your plans and your goals to line up so that you can achieve those dreams. We only live one life, and we want to make it great. So I hope that's inspirational for you guys. I did a YouTube video on living life with intention and purpose. Didn't have, I talked about my Avon business, but it was more about having a positive outlook on life and living it meaningful. So Team Momentum is at 623 reps. Yay, we were stuck forever at like 560. I think it kept being 560 for like 3 months. We're finally gaining some traction again. Holidays are coming. You guys, if you're not out there asking people if they want an opportunity to earn extra money, you should be. Even if you're shy and you don't know how to recruit, try to have normal conversations. Would you like an Avon book? Or have you seen an Avon book lately? Even if it's a yes, no question, it right away tells you whether that person is interested in hearing more or not. I know a lot of people say, you know, ask open-ended questions. Don't ask a yes, no question. But I tend to like asking a yes, no question to start with because I don't want to waste their time and I don't want to waste my time. So if they say no, that's okay. I'll move on and take the book that I paid for with me and give it into the hands of someone who really wants to see it. All right, so these big whopping numbers, I've been waiting all year to see this. Through campaign 23, so we haven't closed that out yet, but we are at 1,045,800. I cannot believe we've sold that many deodorants and lip balms. At Avon prices, that's an incredible number. So you guys should all be very proud of yourselves. Keep dreaming, keep pushing yourself in this business, and you can achieve whatever you want. If you are stubborn enough, as I am, you will keep going until you get there. And it's so rewarding once you do, to know that all that belief and all that faith pays off. It does. unit leader and non-president's club doesn't really feel that great, but the more you push, the more you learn, the easier it becomes with time. We have a 593,000 year-to-date increase, and I'm expecting us to end at over 730,000. So I want to do some, oh, I didn't know that was animated. Hi, Pat. Some recognition here. Top 5 team sales. We have Leslie, 6,900, Cheryl, 4,600, Kim, 3,100, Trisha, 2,600, and Tracy, 1,500. Great job, you guys. Those are wonderful numbers. These are all relatively new teams, so those are really good numbers. You guys are ambassadors. You're silver and gold ambassadors and a leader. So keep working your way through that leadership ladder. Our top 5 team total reps, we have Leslie, Cheryl, Kim, Leticia, Tracy, and Trisha. Great job. November 3rd, and we have, you guys have signed up 9 people already. So great job, Leslie, Cheryl, Kim, and Chantel. You guys are rocking it already. I always include something about my own personal life, but I thought that it would be nice to talk about some Avon reps or district managers that are in need of prayer. I know my sister just went through a surgery, and I tend to not update you guys when I talk to you about my family, but now that she went through the surgery, everything went well, but she is still in quite a bit of pain. So prayers for my sister. Robin Smith is a district manager. Her son was in an awful car accident, so his address and the address she's at, you guys can send a card. They don't know if he's going to walk again, and I believe he's 18 years old. So show the love. I know Avon reps are so supportive and will rally around anyone. Tawana, I got to meet in New York a couple years ago. She was recently diagnosed with breast cancer, but it's removed, and she is on her way to recovery. So if you want to include them in your prayers, I'm sure they would really appreciate it. All right, so here's my goofy pictures. There's my sister Sarah, and I gave you the update on her. Robin, nobody could tell what we were because we didn't really know what we were. We didn't want to spend money on Halloween costumes, and we were going to a house party, so I didn't want to wear one of those girly nothing there costumes. So I wore his high school letterman's coat and a beautiful wig, as you can see, bright blue eyeshadow. It was gorgeous. And Rob was I guess like a hunter, trucker, construction worker. I don't know what he was. Combination of whatever we could find laying around. Yesterday was my birthday. Thank you so much for all the birthday wishes. I am so overwhelmed when I get onto Facebook and see that many people stop to send me a good wish. So thank you. And I had a really nice day with family and friends. And then here's our little family picture that we just got taken. The reason, always good to remind yourself of the reason you're in this Avon business, and make sure that your daily activities and weekly tasks are accommodating for that purpose. We can get off track easily, so you always want to revisit your goals and your why of why you're even an Avon representative to start with. So way to go in campaign 22. These numbers are blowing me away. 23, we are over 70,000. It's crazy. I feel like we were just at 40,000, and I was excited about that. So Christmas is coming. Get out there, recruit, teach your teach your sellers how to sell. It's Christmas time, people want to buy. So sometimes it's just a matter of having the right sales tools and following up. You always want to be following up. We were the #1 leader team in the nation in campaign 22, and we are at number 10 of leader teams nationwide year to date. That beautiful lady with her rollers there. Just some updates on the Avon news. Hopefully you guys read your little newsletter. To be honest, busted. I never read it before I did these calls, so it's good for me too. When you have to teach material, it really helps you get to know it better yourself. So think about that when you guys are doing your own team calls or your own blog posts or social media posts. So the Beauty Boss campaign is going on. It's featured on InStyle, People, Cosmo, Elle, and some other online venues. So hopefully you're seeing an uptick in your sales and recruiting thanks to that campaign. There are new posts to share in the social media center for the new Ultimate Supreme. I just did a video review of this. I pick a new whenever I'm going to start marketing products. I did the same thing when I started making blog posts about every product. A new is one of our highest price lined items that's consumable. So they're gonna keep buying it from you over and over. So if you get them hooked, they could be a customer for life. Definitely worth investing in some of those skincare samples. Bring them along with you. Ask someone if they want to try it when you're dropping off their order. And chances are they're not going to say no. People like to try out new stuff, and our skincare line has a really good reputation. So a lot of people have already heard about it. So maybe it's just trying it that 1 or 2 times to get them hooked and become a skincare customer. We have a new dermatologist that we're working with, and she is going to be featured in the catalog in 2017. I'm sure we'll see a lot more of her in the upcoming months. Holiday order deadlines are posted, so go find that under Campaign Central. The dates get a little goofy, so I write them down, especially as a leader. It can get really confusing, and it's nice just to have it at a glance to be able to see where we're at as far as the campaign schedule goes. So, oops, I'm trying to go back to October. But so here's, November 3rd. We're on campaign 24, RPS 2. They start getting a little bit goofy the week of Thanksgiving. So make sure you're paying attention, reminding your teams that the due date may be a little different than normal. Premium starter kits are available for Gold Ambassadors. And another thing I didn't mention, you guys, for a new Ultimate Supreme video review I did, I included a contact form within the blog post so that someone online can request a sample from me. So normally I don't send something free out to someone who hasn't been a customer with me before, but I figure spending a couple bucks in a new samples would definitely be worth it, even if I get, just a handful of new customers out of it. So whether you're in person or you're marketing online, make sure that you're collecting that contact information so that you can continue marketing to them so they buy from you when they're ready to buy Avon. So here's what the premium starter kit looks like. So Gold Ambassadors and above can order it now. I'm going to order one probably just to do a video about it. So people that are signing up may change their mind and want to get it when they see how great it is. Let's see. No, I can't hear you, Sarah. You're good. Toll-free numbers for Avon customer service. So before it was the 513 area code. Now we have 800 or toll-free numbers. So Good, good upgrade there. Vibe is, sounds like it's been well received. I am a huge fan of how simple it is to send an email to 800 people now. I mean, it was a nightmare before. I was doing it by RPS, and then I had to make sure it was under groups of 100. So I'd have to split some of the RPS, and one email would take like 2 days time because you couldn't send more than 100 in an hour. It was just an email nightmare. So I'm very excited about it. Your downline manager goes away November 11th. So get used to using Vibe because that's going to be your only option pretty soon. Double dollars on beauty items in campaign 26. And that's going to go along with the launch of the Prima perfume. It is Courtney Levine's perfume, and she is a famous ballerina. So definitely, fragrance normally in my store is the number 3 seller of categories. So it goes makeup, skincare, fragrance. A lot of times in November and December, fragrance will move up to number 1. So how can you prepare for that? Make sure you're buying either the bottles. I recommend the bottles because you can get way more samples out of it, and you can show them how pretty the bottle is. I think once they hold it in their hands, they're more likely to buy it. So just a tip there. So if you don't buy the full size one, stock up on samples. Fragrance can be a huge seller, but people aren't going to buy fragrance unless they smell it first. Sounds very obvious, doesn't it? $30 for the Prima perfume and comes with a free lotion and shower gel. I went ahead and, I must do it later. I borrowed Arinthia's tips for selling fragrance. I must have the slides a little bit out of order. But the Daily Care collection is still available for new representatives in their first 3 campaigns. Make sure they have that file so they can print it out and share it with 100 people instead of, you know, only the 20 or 30 people that they do with the catalogs. Definitely a flyer of Skin So Soft could get you a lot of sales to start out with. We want to stay familiar with our Kickstart program, use it as a recruiting tool, saying, I hope my presentation doesn't close on me here. But saying to someone, how would you like to make over $1,000 in 90 days with Avon is so much more powerful than how would you like to earn 40% with Avon? Because people just don't understand percentages as well as they do the dollar signs. So $1,000 sounds better to me than 40%, but you might want to stress that, you know, they also get the personal discount. That's definitely an advantage. So we are going through our Kickstart report because you as a leader can be earning those all aboard incentives as your new representatives are hitting their goals in the Kickstart program. So make sure you're reaching out to them somehow individually, whether that's a phone call or a text or an email. You want to work with your new reps for them to hit their goals so that you can earn your bonuses as well. I know I got an email today that I earned $80 bonus money in the first campaign, and it's just going to start building on top of each other because as those people move through their first 6 campaigns, I can still earn on them as well as the new people coming in. So just think about how powerful that is and how quickly that could add up for you. Could pay for Christmas. I always say that, don't I? Okay, so as a leader, here are some steps you can take. And if you don't have a team yet, or you only have 1 or 2 people, focus on recruiting. I like to give the leadership tips as well because we have a wide range of leaders on the call. but think about what I'm saying and how you could use that as a recruiting tool. All right, so with all aboard, you can print out your Kickstart program. I like to go into that old appointment view that is still on youravon.com. So if you click on sales leadership, all right, Cheryl and I both got 80 bucks. Woohoo! If you click on sales leadership and then scroll all the way down to the bottom, it says appointment tool. So you can still see that old screen where we used to enter the contracts. So I like that. For some reason, I almost think I like it a little better than looking someone up in Vibe. It just seems to be a little bit quicker, the process. You can see which kit they ordered. So by the dollar amount, you can tell what size kit they got. And then it tells you their first campaign. You know, the only thing you have to still look up is their RPS. So use Vibe or use the appointment screen or a combination of both. I like to check my email to make sure I didn't get an email from customer service saying that they can't get started because they have a previous balance or an old account. So the more information we have before we make a call, before we have an appointment, the more prepared we can be and the more efficient we can be. So don't take away the importance of preparing in your business. So I talked about looking up the RPS, and so then I look at my monthly calendar and find the date. And with my phone call, I made a couple today. I said, hey, Sarah, welcome to Avon. I'm Emily, and I wanted to see if you had any questions about getting started. Your first campaign 25 order is due Tuesday, November 22nd. And then I say, try to hit $200 in sales so that you hit your $150 minimum and earn 40% commission. So I just gave them a lot of the first questions that a new rep will ask you. So even if they don't want to talk to me, they still received that pertinent information and got a welcome call so they know where to go if they have questions. So then, in addition to that phone call, I send them this little email, and you know, it always helps to communicate with someone in more than one form, so that especially through email where they can go back and find it if they're asking a question about it a few days later. They can't go back to that phone call and remember exactly what you said if they didn't save the message. Okay, rise up. This is a wonderful opportunity to earn bonus money. Honestly, I'm surprised people aren't more excited about this. I keep trying to bring it up over and over again because it's big money on the table. If you're worried about maintaining for 3 more campaigns, don't worry about that. Just worry about advancing, and then you can focus on maintaining, okay? One step at a time. Look at that reward, post it up by your computer, make a little note about it on your bathroom mirror, and remember why you were working your tail off today. So for someone that's not even in leadership and just interested in it, what that means is if you can sign up 3 people that place an order of 150 or more in their first 30 days, you guys all hit 1,000 in team sales, and then you have 200 in personal sales. So in order to do that, I recommend going after signing up 10 people. So many reps recruit 1 person, and then, you know, they lose that excitement, but it's just the nature of the game. You can't get upset with yourself. 20 to 30% of the leads I get actually end up signing up. And then the percentage that actually place a first order is probably 50%. So those odds are not very good. So don't take it personally. It just happens that way. It happens to all of us. will get excited about someone. They'll tell us, an exciting backstory and how they really want to join your team, and then, they never place an order. So it's just the nature of the game. Keep recruiting, keep your excitement. Once you get to that ambassador level, it will start paying off for you. So I share my paychecks just so you guys know, what to expect. And from what I hear, it really jumps up from gold leader to an executive leader. And I really saw a huge increase from silver to gold leader. So those of you that are still working, look at all those dollar signs and use those to keep motivating yourself to advance. All right. I was doing a time check here. I need to make sure I have my phone by me. All right. So sales tools to share with your teams. As a seller, we want to be up to date on the products, the campaigns, the sales, and the coupon codes. So once you become a leader, I start focusing on that stuff first to get out to my team, because me marketing it myself is not going to have near the impact if I get those tools and make them available for my team. So as a leader, how are you providing sales tools and tips to help your sellers make the most of this Christmas? So we have the holiday selling guide, the What's New brochures. We now have Campaign Central, and that features 3 different products. So in Campaign 24, it's the Planet Spa Chocolate, fragrance gift sets, and then that Mixology home fragrance collection. Buy some of those candles to demo, because I love those candles, and I think when people see them and see how nice they are, those would be really easy on the spot sales. I know one year we had a candle holder, and what I did was flipped those upside down, set the candle on top of it, so it made a really nice gift, and I did cellophane with a bow. So be creative with your wrapping. And all right, Anna's burning one right now. I have the clean linen, I think. I need to switch over to the fall ones. You can preview campaign 25 and 26. And make sure you stay up to date with Avon Corporate on all of the different social media centers. And they share different information, different places. So the more connected you are with them, the more knowledge you have and the more content you have to be able to share with your own customers. And here's a tip, because people always like to see this, and it doesn't feel as salesy. I'm going to use that word, even though it's not one. But finding Avon in the news, so featured in magazine. I know we're like always in, which one is it? Oh, it's not coming to me. It's not Better Homes and Garden, but it's one, Good Housekeeping. I think we're always in that one. So find the magazines that we're featured in and the different awards. I know a lot of our skincare has received awards because those are accolades from someone outside of our company saying, hey, Avon does have good products. So it's easier to share that, and I don't think people feel as bombarded, and it may be a way for them to say, hey, how do I buy that from you? Or, hey, how much does that cost? Try to be like a little bit, mysterious at times, like with your personal Facebook page, so that people do. Mariana, I am not going to try to pronounce that. All right. So anyways, when you share those articles, share the awards, and you're a little bit like secretive about blasting your website out all the time, you will actually draw people into you. So you don't want to make it hard for them to shop with you. That's not my point. But when you're when you're approaching friends and family, it's easier to do that with an outside source. Campaigns 22 and 20, Latina Magazine, I can say that one. Vanidades, is that good? I took Spanish in high school, but I could never survive on my own. All right, so I've shown you guys this slide a lot of times, but today I stocked up on a lot of gift wrap items, pull bows, that metallic shred and the cellophane shred. So start trying to invest in gift sets that you can package up and carry around with you. If you make it look pretty, people will ask you about it and you'll sell them every time you carry them around with you. Nashville Wraps, it has really good products. I've used them for years. And then the Dollar Tree has really cute, you can get coffee mugs, so I get a case of those. I get a case of the little figurines, even though people probably throw the little Santa Claus and whatever it is out. Maybe they use it in their house as decoration, but it just adds some flair, some homemade quality to it. Sometimes I don't come up with the best words, guys. All right, so here's Arenthia's top 10 fragrance tips, and she shared this at Rep Fest, so hopefully some of you saw her. She's beautiful. She's a fellow LABC owner, and here were her 10 tips. You can hear her discuss them all on YouTube for when she was on the stage at Rep Fest. So her advice for fragrance is get educated. So, you know, maybe pick one scent that's featured or has a good price in the campaign and learn about it. Write a blog post about it. Post it on social media. The more you do your own marketing, the more familiar you will become with the products. And people always want to know, like, what's the top note and the middle note and the base note. So, you know, you don't have to be perfect. Carry around a book with it folded over so you can go straight to it. People don't care if you read it as long as you get them the information. So don't be too intimidated by not knowing everything. We have a ton of products, so it's hard to keep up with it all. Talk to customers. So Arenthia was just saying to keep it light. You don't have to go over the top note and the middle note and the base note unless they ask you. So have a normal conversation. Decide what to show them if you guys are just talking about fragrance in general. Sample the scent. So either have samples or a demo bottle with you. Have them try it on their wrist. Everyone's body chemistry reacts differently with different smells. So a lot of people like to spray it on and then let it sit and rest for, you know, who knows how long, but they like to try it on themselves. And then, like I said, present them with the bottle, because if they hold the bottle, chances are they will be more likely to buy it. And then you upsell. So once you sell the perfume or cologne, then you offer the layering products. So if you take a shower with the shower gel, the fragrance shower gel, then you put the fragrance body lotion on and then you spray it, it's gonna stick with you so much longer during the day. So tell them that. It's a beauty tip some people don't know. So let them know that they can keep the scent lasting all day long if they buy its accompanying products. Be confident. So, you know, this has always been a difficult one for me. I guess 5-6 years ago, I was much shyer and didn't like to push that comfort zone. But I find the more I push it, the more I grow and the more successful the business is. So think about what's holding you back, what you need to improve upon, and find how you can improve that so you can be confident in your selling, confident in your recruiting. People will just value what you say the more confidence you have. So maybe you want to practice on your husband or your child or whoever. And once someone does say no, it's okay. It's not gonna kill you. I think about it, and I think I read this in Sarah Robbins' book, that you have to think about it as at a restaurant asking people for coffee. Some people are gonna say no, and those servers don't take it personally. And some are going to say yes. So the more you ask, the more likely you're going to get some yeses. Follow up. So maybe you want to hand out a sample and say, hey, can I get the best way to follow up with you? That way they'll tell you if they want email, if they want you to text them, or they want you to call them. I like to follow up with people in the way they like to communicate. And fragrance is giftable. So with the holidays coming, a lot of people have favorite Avon perfume and cologne. You don't even have to sell it. They already know exactly what they want. So maybe you want to make sure you're out wearing a Avon button at all times this holiday season. You never know when someone has been looking for an Avon rep and they can't find one. The bonus tip is, if it's a man you're selling to, ask him if he knows of a woman that needs any new perfume, or if it's a woman, ask if her husband needs any new scents, and then pull out your samples or your tester bottles of those. So online offers, I couldn't find any images except this one, so I'm gonna bug Avon again, because it seems like it's really good one week, and then the other week we don't get them until they're published. So I don't know what the difference is there, but it seems like it's good every other week. And here are some good codes. Again, you guys, if I'm going too fast, I'm trying to get through so we can spend a lot of time with Cheryl. But you can print this out if you are in our makeup marketing group, and print it out of the files there. So I like to definitely use welcome and thank you 20 to get first-time customers. We know that those are good for everyone, one time each. So people that are having trouble getting online sales, focus on those coupon codes, the value added service there where they get a free gift with purchase or a discount. That's Avon giving them something extra, and we're getting the credit for it. Okay. Enough of me. Cheryl, are you off of mute?
I am.
Yay. Okay.
Is my picture up? For some reason, I don't see it.
Yes.
Oh, hi.
It is. Can everyone else see it? Can you guys see it? Chat box. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay.
Yay.
So I'm going to do a little introduction here, and then Cheryl, I can either remind you of the questions, or if you just want to talk, that's fine too.
Okay.
So Cheryl has been on Team Momentum since September 2014. She is dangerously close to Honor Society. She probably has already gone over it, and I just can't see it in the updates yet. She is doing really well on her online sales and is constantly being recognized in her district and division. She is a go-getter. I tell you, Cheryl's a girl after my own heart. Cheryl is on track to end the year over 20,000. Obviously, her team sales with her own are more than 75,000. So that's amazing. 2014, so she's only been in it for 2 years. If I look back to my numbers after being with Avon in 2 years, I would be nowhere close to that. So she is doing really well. She earned a lot of money in the journey to gold, and she is a gold ambassador with 57 team members. Her goal is to end at Honor Society. I say 30,000. I think she can do it. And to end at leader. So, Cheryl, let's hear your story.
Oh my goodness, I thought you were going to ask me questions.
Oh, okay. Well, okay, what originally brought you into Avon?
Actually, my daughter, well, Leslie is on your team.
Yeah.
And I knew Leslie through my daughter. They both lived in Texarkana, Texas. And so I had met her through my daughter. And my daughter started selling it, but she just wasn't into it. And she ended up quitting. And Leslie kept putting all these ads on her Facebook. And she was, I think it was, I don't remember if there was a holiday, but there were all these really great deals. So I started buying stuff from her. And then next thing I knew, she posted about joining Avon. And I had always thought about it ever since I was probably in my 20s and just never did it. And so I just said, okay. And so before she could send me the information, I just went ahead and signed up, and here I am.
Cool. So you are the #1 seller on Team Momentum. What are some tips that you can give about, balancing both sales and recruiting, and just some general sales tips of how you get such high sales?
Well, I work a full-time job, and me and my husband have our own media marketing business. So I'm trying to balance Avon and everything else along with it. And sometimes I have a hard time, but listening to you, and I've talked to you about giving me tips and stuff. So I finally found something that works real well. And what I've done is I made a schedule on paper for the week that we submit our orders, so the order due week, and then the following week. And I broke it down from, I know this is going to sound terrible, but from like 5 in the morning until 9 o'clock at night.
Oh my goodness.
But I had to, because there's so much to do and so much that I wanted to achieve. And I didn't want anything to get lost in the mix. So I broke it down to where, in the mornings I start out and I follow up on leads, and I do my Facebook promotions that I want. And then because I'm on a different time zone than a lot of my leads, I have to do my Alma. I use Alma because I love it, Alma. But I have to follow up at different times of the day. So 1, I'm not waking people up in the morning, or 2, I'm not calling too late. So I do some of those in the morning, some in the afternoon, and some in the evening, just so that I can get them all done. But using that schedule, it seems to be working really good for me. And as I complete, what I've done is I've transferred it all into individual tasks on my planner, which I got that suggestion from you. And so every week I put the tasks that I have for that day, and I cross them out as I get them done. And one thing that I've learned to do is if I don't get to something, I don't stress over it. I used to stress, but you can only do what you can do in a 24-hour period. And so if there's, I try to do the things first that are the most important, such as following up on my leads, because if you don't, you might lose them.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just do what I can do throughout the day, but scheduling and planning is pretty much the only way that I can keep track of it all.
Okay.
And it works.
It seems like with my business, I experienced the same. In the beginning, I was doing a lot of sacrifice because I was working a lot of hours and trying to get everything in. And now it's at a place where I feel like I can relax and I don't have to sacrifice anymore. So there is a light at the end of the tunnel.
There is, and you have to decide what's important to you and prioritize.
Yes, ma'am. What are some helpful tips for recruiting that you can give? Because you're always adding like at least 3 to 8 people a week, I would say. What are your best tips there?
Share with everybody, share the opportunity. make sure that that you're putting the opportunity on your labels, your brochure labels. I post on Facebook a lot. Let's see, what else? I use little flyers that I tuck inside my brochures, recruiting flyers.
Do you have a favorite one that you use, or?
No, there's so many of them. Like right now I'm using, oh, what is it called? I posted it in my group page. It's about, you know, ding dong, Avon calling. It's not your grandma's Avon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I like that one. And like at Halloween, I used a different one. And then at Christmas time, I'm going to use the one that you had posted, the Holiday Helper.
Okay.
And then, so I'll find, if you go to some of the different groups, there's so many different flyers that you can use.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's overwhelming how many there are. So maybe you can send me your favorite ones and then I can post them.
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay, cool.
But I love Alma. How do you pronounce that? Alma?
I think Alma. I don't know.
I love using that really, Petey? For for keeping track of my leads. And it's so important to be consistent. You want
so walk us through like your process from when you get a lead from Alma and you get notification.
So when I get notification, depending on what time of the day it is, because a lot of times I get mine late at night and I have to wait till in the morning. But if I can, I'll come in to my office and I'll follow up with the lead right away. So what I do first is I send an email that basically says, you know, Avon opportunity, and it has all the information that they need, the link to join, and I attach the Kickstart flyer and also a flyer that has the 3 starter kits that you can purchase.
Okay.
So I get that email out of the way, and the reason why is because my next step is I call them, and I do this right after each other. I call them, and very seldom does anybody answer the phone, but I leave them a message, and, you know, letting them know, this is Cheryl with Avon. I'm calling because I understand you're interested in joining. This is my phone number. Call or text me anytime. I'm going to go ahead and send you a follow-up text message. I look forward to hearing from you, and have a great day. So then I follow up with that text message, and it basically says, you know, that I understand you're interested in selling Avon. You can make $1,000 in 90 days. Here's the link to sign up. And I'm also check your email for additional information. And I send that. So now they have the phone call that tells them I'm going to send them a text message. The text message sends them to check their email for additional information. So they have everything they need as soon as I get the lead. Okay. And then what I do is I schedule them about 5 days out for a follow-up. And when I do that follow-up, I use different verbiage, but basically do the same thing. And then if I still haven't heard from them, I'll schedule them out another 2 weeks and then maybe a month from that. And at some point you realize that, you know, they're not going to sign up. I have had people come back several months later and sign up, but I focus more on the ones that are showing the interest. And, you know, just like with your representatives that do sign up on your team, you have to not worry about the ones that aren't interested in growing their business and focus on the ones that are.
Right. Good. So you're Gold Ambassador, and I have no doubt that you'll be leader soon. What are your
bonus?
What are your tips for advancing in title, or you know, crossing over from ambassador to leader?
What I've learned is that I can't worry about it. And I don't know how else to put it, but all I can do is do the best that I can, be consistent, keep recruiting, keep selling, focus on my team, give them the tools that they need to succeed. And when you do all that and you don't focus so much on, oh my gosh, I want to make this money, and I want to advance and I want to do that. If you just do what you're supposed to do, what you need to do, things will happen. And I've learned a lot of that from you, for one thing, but also just from doing, I've learned that if you just focus on the task at hand and set your goals and work every day to reach your goals, that eventually you're going to get there.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes there's so many requirements and rules and details that you get overwhelmed before you even start. So if you just focus on recruiting and having constant communication, it simplifies it.
Yeah.
All right. So we have a question here from Sarah. How long did it take you to start getting recruits? So maybe, I guess I'll start off by saying, if you're on Team Momentum, I try to help everyone who's working their leadership business. So what you have to do to be able to receive delegated leads is make it to Star Promoter, which means you have 2 team members who have placed an order. They have to place an order for you to become Star Promoter.
I know what.
Yeah, she was asking you, how long did it take you to, and I guess how did you start getting recruits?
My very first recruit I got at a vendor event. She was with her mom and they had their own direct selling companies, and she wanted to sell Avon as well. So I signed her up, and then I had another lady in my area.
So how did you find out that she was interested? Did she approach you?
She approached me, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then another girl saw one of my Facebook posts in a selling group. And so for that first year, I think for that first year, I only had the 2 of them. I wasn't getting I couldn't get anybody to sign up that first year. And then this year, 2016, people just started signing up. I continue to post even to this day. I post in direct selling Facebook groups, in just regular yard sale type Facebook groups, and I get my brochure out there, and people have the information on the label, and sometimes they'll call me and, hey, I got your brochure, I'd like to sell myself. But it takes time, but boy, once it gets going and you can start getting the shares from Avon, once you sign up in Alma for that. What are the requirements for that? I don't remember.
You have to have 2 appointments for rolling 3 campaigns.
Okay.
And I don't remember exactly what else. I can.
That's how I started getting
to find that out.
Yeah, because once I had those first 2, and they were with me for a while, and then I figured out how to sign up for the share leads from Avon, and then and now I'm buying the leads because they actually have made a huge difference.
Yeah. What do you look for in those? I know you've been really good about finding customers and finding recruits in the Facebook groups. So what do you first look for in a group? And then what's like a sample post, and how do you stay out of jail?
I'm famous for getting landed in jail. What I do is I go, when you're on Facebook in the search tab up there, you can just start searching for yard sales Minnesota, yard sales Arizona. I mean, I went nationwide. I didn't just look for my area. And you find them and you join them, and they all have their own rules, and I don't care what their rules are. I look at it this way. If I post something, I don't have time to read everybody's rules and figure out what I can and what I can't. It's kind of just like growing my business. I just do what I have to do, and things fall in line. So I go into the Facebook groups, and I think I probably have 250 that I'm a member of so far. Man. And what I do is I'll post in there. I'll use the posts from the social media center. how you taught us to use the Twitter link. I'll post that in there, and of course the picture will pop up. And I do that for recruiting. I used to kind of mix it for sales and recruiting. Now what I do is the local groups, I do selling in those ones. And it might be a promotion that we have, or it might just be for the new campaign or Shop My eStore. And then the national sales groups, those are the ones that I do the recruiting post in. And I still do some of those local as well, but I have so many groups. And to stay out of Facebook jail, I have made a determination that I don't want to post more than 20 groups a day. That's my limit, because I'm afraid if I go over that, I know that I can get away with 20.
Okay.
I'm afraid if I go over that, I might be in trouble. Okay. So when I have, 250 groups, I want to, kind of split it up with recruiting and selling, but it's more important for me to be doing the recruiting. So I post more of those posts in the groups than I do the selling ones, because I have my own Facebook page for that.
Okay. And then I guess, do you have any good recruiting tips for someone who's like really struggling to get those first 2 team members who are successful? Because I know a lot of people get 1 or 2 or 3 and nobody does anything, and then they get frustrated.
Well, the key is to get those first 2 or 3. And I guess, the selling groups works real well. Talk to your customers. A lot of your customers, you can tell them that, hey, if you start selling yourself, you're going to get that discount up to 40% and not have to pay what you're paying me. And, you're basically paying yourself, and people that I don't know that you could get as customers.
Yeah.
So that's a way. Talk to your customers. I think somebody told me, 3 people a day. Always talk to 3 people a day everywhere that you go. When you go to the store, when you go to the gas station or a restaurant, always leave a brochure. Always talk to the people and ask them if they're interested. Like you said, all they can do is say no if they're not. It's not the end of the world. But start with your customers, people that at some point, somebody's going to ask you about Avon. I have people all the time, wow, you're doing really good. And I'm like, yeah. You want to join? Yeah. And then once you get those first ones, you start getting the leads from Avon, and you just have to be consistent. Yeah. And you can buy them. There's so many different things that you can do, but you just got to get those first 2 or 3. And I know it's really hard because I've been there. But you have to be consistent, number 1, and number 2, never give up.
Yep.
It will happen.
Keep asking. I said keep asking until you find the right people.
Yeah, you can't give up, because if you give up, it's never going to happen.
Right. Well, thank you. You are awesome, and I'm excited that you were on the call. I hope to feature many more Team Momentum and maybe even other leaders and sales reps. So if you're interested in being a guest speaker, reach out to me. Oh, Kim's on the call. Hi, Kim. All right, so I have a couple more slides. Thank you so much, Cheryl.
Thank you.
Upcoming events, we have, you can find your local sales meetings by clicking on the holiday headquarters. This is what the image looks like. It's kind of hidden if you don't look for it. So right when you log into youravon.com, on the bottom left, it says holiday headquarters. And then there's this really helpful page that has events and incentives, and it's like your one-stop shop. So I always go to that page. The information is usually up to date. The only thing that seems to lack update is the e-offers that every other week. So Get to Gold Leader is November 14th at 7 p.m. We will have our generic sales and recruiting call on the 17th. I'll put that link in our follow-up email. If you guys can't attend live, you can still register, and that way you'll get the link for the playback. I'll try to go back. I'll get from Cheryl some of those flyers, maybe some of her favorite recruiting tools and sales tips, and post them in our makeup marketing group. Team Momentum, I stopped mailing out physical copies of the training, but if you want free access, let me know. I have started that as being a part of our welcome process. So I am now signing everyone up, even second and third generation team members, with free access to my training. So you guys think about that. How can you put what you've learned into training materials to help your representatives succeed right from the beginning? Because I think that's where we lose a lot of our representatives. It's very similar to the recruiting, because you recruit 1 or 2 people and it took you a long time just to get those 1 or 2 people, and then they don't place an order, and it's just like disappointment after disappointment. And sometimes that is how it is when you're starting out selling. So the better you can set them up for success, the more likely they'll stick around and be a successful team member. I remember hearing that people that are President's Club, and back at the time it was unit leader, so that would be like ambassador, are the happiest, most content with Avon, and they stick around way longer. So get your team members to President's Club and ambassador. They will start making better money. Money raises happiness, and people stick with Avon. So let's see. Okay, and then I have a video about marketing like a rock star. I noticed that I was trying to put that towards my online techniques, and then I talked a lot about things that were not online. So I changed the title of that one. A new Ultimate Supreme, if you guys want to see how I did a product review, do that. A lot of reps are scared of the camera. So if you can overcome that, there's a wide open sales field there, because a lot of people are scared of it. So that could be your competitive advantage if you're okay doing videos. And it's kind of fun. You get to buy the products so that you can do a review online. And people like to listen to the reviews and see what others are saying before they buy. So always, when you're doing your sales efforts, provide helpful information. When you provide helpful information, whether it's a coupon code or product features or benefits, people will keep coming back to you, because you are a source of information, not just a sales rep or recruiter. I did some generic videos. If you guys watched any of them, you'll see I'm at a kind of a goofy place. Our team, like I said, is over 70,000 in sales this campaign. It's blowing my mind, but I can't really advance until my team does. So I'm doing my best to help them. And in the meantime, hoping to give you guys some inspiration and maybe life tips from what I've learned from working from home and having a really good Avon business. I also have videos specific to the leadership incentives. If you're looking for tips there, maybe I provide some recruiting tips that will help you guys out who are struggling. And here's my list of recommendations, people to follow. If you guys missed any of the information and you want to print out that handout, go find it in Makeup Marketing Online. I'll open it up to any questions. I think I'm probably, oh yeah, it's 9:01. Anyone have any questions? Oh, you're not scared of the camera, Cheryl. I don't believe you. Anybody have any online questions or holiday selling or incentives? really the hardest part about recruiting is getting those first couple people to be successful. In my opinion, the way to do that is just keep recruiting. You can't force people to do something they don't want to do. My children proved that today on the school bus. Josh had his feet up and Ava didn't want him up. Then they started fighting each other. So try to get people to want to do what you do, not force them. Nobody likes to be forced. How do you post a picture in the Avon blog? Oh, not easily. That's why I really, you can. I haven't looked at it in a long time. I kind of gave up on it. There are more features that you can do when you log in through Internet Explorer, but it is not the best blog. I would recommend spending your time on a different blog. That's my answer to that. I have been making gift sets. I'm excited. What is the best tip for where to take them? Tailgating, yes, that's a really good idea. Maybe even just when you're going to drop off your orders or to drop off books, say, hey, did you want to see some of the packaged gift sets I made up? People love when you simplify their lives. So something that's already wrapped is a-okay, especially for men. They don't like to wrap. So provide extra services during the holidays. People are stressed out and they're busy. Anything that saves time or money, they will like you for. Don't you have to use HTML to do that now? Honestly, it's been so long that I have gone into the Avon blog that the only trick that I remember is that if I created it in WordPress, if I created a blog post in WordPress and I copied and pasted it over to the blog in Google Chrome, see how there's so many like things drawing you back from having a successful post here. So there's a lot of steps and I don't think it's worth it, to be honest. But you can copy and paste it into Chrome. It looks like HTML, but then it publishes fine. So yeah, I would stick with an outside blog. Blogging. Yes, Cheryl is good at blogging too. You guys take the time to learn. You know, a term that is really important in online marketing is search engine optimization. It's a way of creating articles and creating elements within your articles so that your post is well received. So nobody knows the magical formula that Google uses to place people, but it's important to write how people are searching, but make it user friendly so that it doesn't read like a bunch of keywords gobbledygook. So you don't want it to say buy Avon, sell Avon, Avon rep, become a rep. Like that's not an article you would want, even though those are the keywords that people would be looking for. So you have to find that perfect balance between talking and using those keywords so it places well in the search engines. You want to put important search engine keywords in your titles. So the title of your article, the headers, you can use your blog to set headings and paragraphs. You want to use your keyword multiple times throughout the article. You want an image or a video in there, something to grab their attention. And you may want to name that your keyword. You want to make a very clear call to actions. So whenever I write a recruiting blog post, I put a link right in the beginning of the article. Click here to sign up and join my team. All they have to do is click. So that doesn't read well in an article, but it's a strong call to action. And I like to put it at the top of the article And then again at the bottom of the article, because some people are in a hurry. Hey, I just want to become an Avon rep. I'm going to sign up with the first reference code I find. You know, so they search and they see your link and they can get to it quick and sign up. So that easy as that. If you have people that want more details and they want to research and they want to compare, then you have all your content. Answer the questions that people who are researching the opportunity are going to be asking. And then at the bottom, give them the steps to sign up again. So your article, you want it to have, oh yeah, Cheryl, use Mike's marketing tools too. Those can get really, they can be really helpful and they can be overwhelming. So if you want to see what keywords you're using in an article, you can find some really cool tools on there. You can see where you place in Google if you're in the top 100. Just some tips about learning. Look up, you know, search engine friendly blog posts, how to write search engine friendly blog posts. Start learning about search engine optimization and search engine friendly articles. And nowadays, I guarantee that the social media part of that is involved in the ranking. So once you do write an article, you want to be the first one to get it out there and share it with people, whether that's through Facebook, you know, do it multiple places on Facebook. So your personal page, your group page, your group and your page, and then share it over and over again. Social media, people aren't going to see all of your posts, so feel free to use the same content. And the more likes and the more interaction you're getting from social media with your blog, the higher it's going to rank. So there's, you know, so many factors. When people say I'm not getting online sales or I'm not getting online recruits, you can see why it's so hard to be able to pinpoint that for someone. What exactly is not working, because it all has to work together. So it's very hard to figure out what to tell people for advice. What I recommend is you watch your stats, you make changes, and you monitor the results. If your results are going up, then you keep doing that and you add something more to your routine. If your results are going down, you may want to look closer at what's not working. See where your traffic's coming from. Use that to allocate your time. A lot of people love Facebook, but I gotta tell you, the blog brings in way more traffic. So put your energy and your excitement into writing blog posts. If you're socializing with other Avon reps on Facebook all the time, which I love to do, I'm not knocking it, but it's not going to help build your Avon business. So you got to think about your goals, your objectives, and how you want to spend your time. All right, I think I'm way over here, you guys. It's 9:10. Thank you guys all for listening. Thank you so much, Cheryl. It was fun having you on. And thank you guys for watching me dance ridiculously on Facebook Live. Have a good night, guys. Happy Friday. Happy weekend.